is going on, guys? This is Visor here, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd start a new series of Visor Reads. This next book that I'm going to be reading over the course of several episodes is Minecraft House of Horrors by Angel Lewis Colden? I don't exactly know how to say it, so don't sue me. Anyway, I'm going to read the epilogue, or actually the prologue, just to get the gist of the story. Prologues usually contain a piece of the story without giving us the full context. So, I'm just going to read it now, and the first chapter will begin right after this intro. I didn't mean to, Amy choked on her words as tears welled in her eyes. She wanted to move in 1,000 different directions at once, but stayed locked in place. Her mother... her brother, okay? Not her mother, Mark. Jeez. Her brother, Mark, sat at the dinner table, his mother bandaging his arm. He shook his head and broke into a smile. Amos, it's fine, really. Yeah, but if I hadn't... Seriously, Amy, it wasn't your fault. I'm just glad the spider came after me instead of you. Mark looked down at his arm. It isn't even that bad, right, Mom? Their mother grimaced. It isn't that bad, but it isn't that good either. I warned you two that those caves are dangerous. She finished bandaging Mark's arm and pointed at him. Leave that on this time. Mark scoffed. We barely went underground, Ma. Besides, the treasure I'd heard about wasn't supposed to be that deep into the caves. He smiled at Amy, a spark in his eye. And Amy's map was dead on. We were exactly where we needed to be. We weren't in any real danger. Except you were. You know that the spiders out there get big. Mom pointed to Amy and crouched to meet her gaze. She wiped the tears from her eyes. Mark is right, though, sweetheart. It wasn't your fault. We all make mistakes. Now you know what to look out for next time. Exactly, Mark said. It's been almost, a year since you started adventuring with me? That's better than my record. He gave her a reassuring smile. Amy nodded, choosing to stay quiet. She didn't believe either of them. This had been her fault. She was supposed to watch their backs like Mark told her to, but she was distracted by some gold ore she spotted in the cave walls. The next thing she knew, the spider attacked in the chaos. She lost the map she'd crafted for them, and Mark had been hurt. Amy locked eyes with her brother. He left out the worst parts. Mayer was fibbing when he said they'd... Oh, Mark! Damn it. Okay. Mark was fibbing when he said they'd barely gone into the cave. They had ventured deep into the cave, and indeed had been very close to getting lost down there. She got distracted, but been very close for more than a moment. Sorry, guys, it takes a little bit to register. She completely lost track of him, happy to inspect the cave for ore as he ventured further down. Still technically visible from where she stood, but quite a distance away when the spider showed up. Mark told her all she had to do was run and jump, that he would catch her. But she froze up, forcing him to come to her rescue. He'd arrived in time to get between the spider's hungry mandibles. Anatomy lesson, spiders don't have mandibles, they have fangs. I lost my spot. And his arm taking the worst of it. Amy looked at the floor. She didn't know what to say or do. She felt like a failure, like she didn't deserve to look her big brother in the eye ever again. On top of it all, she knew he was mad at her. He was too nice to say anything because that was who Mark was. Always happy, always able to go the extra mile. He wasn't bad at anything he ever tried, even getting hurt. Amy decided then that and there she would never go out on an adventure again. No way, no how, it didn't matter how much her brother or her parents ever reassured her. They were just trying to make her feel better. The truth was she was better off at home and far away from anything resembling danger or adventure. "Can I go now?" Amy asked, desperate to go to her room so she could cry without anyone telling her she didn't need to feel bad. How could she not feel bad? How could anything anyone said make these feelings go away? Sorry guys, that took a little bit. But yes, that was the epilogue. We don't have the full context. All we know is there was an adventure, some shit happened between siblings, and now one sibling doesn't want to do anything ever again. So, in spite of all that, I will get to chapter 1 after this intro. And depending on when I upload, which is either between now or sometime this week, you will find the full series of this book. This is a Let's Read series by yours truly. Though, after this series, let me know down in the comments and or in the community comments or anywhere you can get a hold of me down below if you want me to read more books like these, or if I'm just better off with staying with video games. I can do either. I'm just trying to expand. With that being said, I hope to see y'all later on in this video and the next. Bye-bye. Minecraft House of Horrors. Author Angel Lewis Colon. Chapter 1. All Amy wanted was quiet. No, wait, that's not all she wanted. Peace and quiet. Okay, peace, quiet, and solitude. Last time promised peace, quiet, solitude, and cake. Those 4 things, not in any particular order. But that didn't include her pet cat Tuna, or her collection of pickaxes and shovels, did it? So really 6 things mattered to Amy: peace, quiet, solitude, cake, Tuna, the cat, not the fish, and her tools. She didn't need anything else. Just a good time at the back of the house with her furry friend. Going through whatever she found in the dirt and the stone of her land, it felt good to dig into the ground, never knowing what could emerge or what she might discover. Add a slice of cake to that, and it was perfection. Well, whenever Tuna didn't swipe her last bite. "Oh, come on, Tuna. Seriously?" Amy called out to the cat as she ran, nose covered in whipped cream, back into the house. Amy stared at her empty plate and sighed. She loved that little twerp, but she also loved cake. The cat made enough trouble as it was, and now that she had a sugar rush, Amy was sure she'd hear her mother scream once Tuna decided to stir things up back inside. "Amelia! as if on cue, there was her full name. A sure sign of trouble, not big trouble. Her mother would raise her voice an octave on that last A as if it were real trouble. But still, a good chewing out felt inevitable. Amy sat still. Maybe Mom was checking to see if she was in the house. She could pretend she hadn't heard her name from the window, 10 feet away from the ditch she was digging, if she stayed quiet for long enough. Amelia! Louder this time. Get in here now. I know you're out there messing up my yard again. Okay, great, awesome. Here we go, Amy thought. Coming! Her heart sank to her stomach. What could it be now? Had she tracked dirt into the house again? She was sure she'd checked after last time. Had Tuna made a brand new mess? Maybe she got into the food. Her parents still weren't thrilled about Tuna, but what else was Amy supposed to do? Let a kitten starve in the wild on its own? If it hadn't been that hard of a fight to keep Tuna, though, since her parents still felt bad after the adventure that shall not be named. Ooh, we got a Voldemort reference. You guys know okay, never mind, I'm off track. So they were willing to give in if it made Amy a little happier. God. Amy's house wasn't the biggest in town, but it was the prettiest to her. It was a 2-floor house, all wood. Amy and her brother had rooms upstairs, while her parents slept downstairs. How convenient. She liked the simplicity of their home, the way the windows were lined up, and how her parents made sure they had exactly what they needed and nothing more. It was a homey home. A place that felt safe and warm. Well, when she wasn't in trouble. Hey, Mom, Amy called out nervously from the threshold. Is something wrong? Amy's mother stormed out of the kitchen holding a shovel caked in dirt. How many times have I told you to stop hiding your filthy tools in your brother's room? Amy felt a wave of relief. This again. She could argue against this one any time of day. I'm sorry, whose room? Her mother scowled. Amelia, you know very well that Mark uses his room when he's home. What, every other month now? We never used either of your rooms as storage when you were out there with him, Mom said, and now you act as if he's done something wrong to continue adventuring without you. Amy nearly laughed. She'd gone on, maybe 2 or 3 adventures with Mark before the incident? When would they have had the time to use her room as storage? Mom, please, I don't care that he's out there adventuring. I promise the last thing I need is to deal with whatever craziness Mark's getting into. I'm not mad at him. That was mostly true. They hashed things out. It wasn't even a big deal. They were cool about it. Mark kept adventuring, and she did her own thing. It wasn't like they ignored each other or pretended not to be interested in each other's hobbies. She was always around to hear him talk about his adventures, and he listened to her when she talked all about the cool stuff she found outside. Well, mostly, Mark's eyes always gazed over a window when she got into facts about ore. Maybe they weren't as close as they used to be, but that was fine. They were happy, and that was all that mattered. It doesn't matter if anything's wrong or not, young woman. Please clean your things out of your brother's room before tonight. He's due back from that big trip with all his friends. I thought they were going into the slime caves to punch squishy things, Amy said as she rolled her eyes. Your brother is broadening his horizons, Amy, by punching squishy things. Everyone learns in different ways. You dig holes in my yard and your brother harasses local wildlife. So about those shovels and pickaxes, Mom gave her a solid mom stare. Oh yeah, the mom stare. Like a 4 out of 10 on the mom stare scale of scariness. Amy sighed and threw her hands up in surrender. Fine, can I put them in the shed? The shed is Dad's happy place, no tools. Dad's happy place, sure, he just farted around in there avoiding housework. But everything is dirty and my room is so clean. Mom clapped her hands. Oh, then there's something to occupy your time. She narrowed her eyes. Clean your tools. Amy hunched over and pouted. Really? Mom stare level 6. Any more back talk would bring it straight to an 8. Oh, that rhymed. Nobody had ever seen 10, but Mark claimed it nearly happened once before Amy was born. Something about Mark trying to lure a creeper into their house nearly succeeding. I'm going, bye. Amy spun on one heel and marched toward her brother's room. Fine, she'd clean her stuff. Better yet, maybe she'd use her tools more than clean them. Mom wanted her to use her time right. What better way than to dig around and see what she found? Amy doubled back and slipped into the kitchen, grabbing half a loaf of bread and stuffing it into her satchel. A snack for her and Tuna. Are you still down there? Mom called. Amy scampered to the stairs and went into her brother's room. She didn't want to be able to tell her brother how close to 10 Mom could get.